Hey guys, Simulate and Trade here. Yes, I have finally bought a quality microphone. It's been long overdue, and honestly, the only reason why I hadn't done it before was because I actually thought that most of you liked that robot voice I was using. However, I did find some comments in the videos and a poll I ran on my Twitter, and I found that over 40% of people didn't enjoy or would click off the video every time they would hear the robot voice. I loved reading some of the impressions that you guys left in regards to that robot voice. But honestly, I think it's time to move past that, and just let me know in the comments how you feel about that. I'm wondering if some of you actually prefer the robot voice over my own. And I want to see what you guys think. Just let me know in the comments. Now, today we had two significant updates I wanted to discuss with you guys. The first one is coming from an apparent insider in Wall Street who has connections with other financial firms and, governing bodies and different institutions essentially. He wrote a lengthy post where he described some of the conversations, most describing the situation with GameStop and the particular mess that it's happening in regards to that and AMC and other, meme stocks. Though obviously, as he disclosed, people they didn't disclose any particular details. It appears that the sentiment across the multiple industries and is that the financial sector of Wall Street knows exactly what is going on. It appears that everyone he talked about says the situation with GameStop is an absolute mess, and they would decline to comment and really extrapolate what is going on, but it appears that they know something is about to happen, and it's the exact same thing we have been talking about. Everyone just knows that hedge funds are shorting AMC and GameStop to the brink. Everyone knows that the heavy manipulation that is going on in regards to these stocks, and I think everyone is anticipating the exact same thing we are. I think once the share counts come out and if they display that there is a ton of synthetic shares out there in the market, they're gonna look into that. They know that it is a matter of time before hedge funds are forced into buying back every synthetic share that they, printed. And that is when things are going to get really, really volatile. That is when we're going to be, going to the moon. So I don't know. I read that post and I was really, really glad that, even though I cannot confirm, it can be someone on Reddit just trying to get like a couple internet points. But if it's true, and from what I read, it actually did seem genuine because he said that none of them actually gave details, which is exactly what would happen. Like, people are not going to be risking their jobs over giving some, their friend, their pen pals, corporate secrets where they can be prosecuted for. So the fact that he said, they didn't say anything, but every time I would bring up the GameStop issue, like they would just get like really, really tense and they would say like it's a mess and that's about it. That to me seems like the most realistic answer. So I give him credibility. I personally think that the DTCC saw everything that is happening and they're quickly acting to protect themselves and their assets for what is about to come. We know hedge funds haven't covered, and we know that the manipulation of stocks keeps on growing and growing. Something is about to pop, and there is a lot of people in Wall Street that are going to be losing their jobs and possibly, get hearings in a committee. This time, we might actually even see some jail time because instead of retail and citizens footing the bill, it's going to be other banks and financial institutions, the ones that are going to be financially affected by this. People are going to be getting rich off of this. Since it's the banks and hedge funds that might get screwed, it wouldn't surprise me to see some actual, sentences being placed, some jail time for some of these hedge fund managers. On a more positive side of things, the SEC seems to be finally doing something aside from just sitting around and watching the entire economic sector be set on fire. They charged a broker-dealer, BTIG, with repeatedly violating order makings and locate provisions of regulations which regulates short selling of securities. It's really nice to see the SEC finally do something, even if it's as minimal as this. They have just been absolutely like the worst in all of this. Like, hedge funds are gonna do whatever they can as long as like nobody does something about it. And we know the SEC has had all the data, all the evidence collected for them. They haven't even had to do anything. They just have to really open up like Reddit, and it's gonna be all laid out in there, like from videos to like pictures. There's a ton of really smart people on Reddit. They should not think of Redditors as just some like, you know, basement dwellers. There's a lot of people with like PhDs, masters, you know, laying down, you know, evidence and analysis on what's going on. And it's just absolutely disgusting that the SEC just doesn't do anything. But finally, it seems that they're doing something. I hope that they will divert their eyes into like Citadel eventually and do something about that. And lastly, AMC had some really good news today coming from Wanda Group. We know Wanda had announced that they were going to be selling off most of their AMC shares. It has been one of the factors that has kept AMC price from, you know, rising above, I would say $12 to $15. You know, there was a constant sell-off that has been taking place. That is a lot of shares. Reports came in today showing that Wanda's remaining AMC share count totals 10,000, which means that they're essentially done selling off. AMC price should reflect that moving forward. It should feel a little bit of relief from that constant selling pressure, and we should start seeing the stock price move upwards a little easier now. That's about everything that I wanted to cover today. This week has been incredibly bullish with you know, some of the proposals finally taking place. We are still waiting on 005 to take place, but I am in no rush. I like the fact that, you know, the situation with everything that is happening is slow and it's taking its time, because it grants me the opportunity to keep on buying, you know, AMC and GameStop shares. I shared this image on my Twitter yesterday. It briefly explains in APE language for you guys what each proposal is. I know there's a whole bunch of them and a lot of people get confused. So you can just pause the video, read through them, or you can even take a screenshot of this and just keep it on your, you know, on your phone, so that every time there's an update, you can just go back and see what it, you know, what the actual proposal is, and you can just know what is happening. We have a lot of things coming up, including the AMC share count, which I believe is going to be, the report should be done by June 2nd. It will help demonstrate, you know, that most people are holding synthetic shares due to the relentless naked shorting pumping. And yeah, with that said, let's talk about today's performance. We began pre-market with AMC on a bullish run, believe it or not. We ran all the way up to, I believe, like 1285 before the market opened, I'm sorry. And we actually consolidated on the VWAP pretty high above. We wanted to retest that high. Upon market opening, we dipped and then we bounced back up and we reached, I believe, what was 1284. And then we have just been on a decreasing trend. We know that the reason for this were short attacks. We know hedge funds do not want a whole bunch of options to expire in the money, and they had to implement a whole bunch of naked shortings today in order to prevent that from happening. If they hadn't done that, I believe the price would have gone above $13 and it would have been devastating for them. So AMC closed at a price of $12.08. That is not where I wanted it to be honest, but it's not terrible. We still closed above $12. So we essentially won. I knew we weren't going to be moving upwards of $13. I said that on my Twitter, even though I got some people saying like you shouldn't be so pessimistic, but we know how hedge funds operate. We know that wasn't a possibility, especially today, especially how you have essentially attacked the stock so successfully this week. We knew that it wasn't going to happen, and you know, we still ended above 12, and we should be really grateful for that. Monday, I think we move up. We're going to be trading in a range between $12.10 and I would say $12.30. I believe we actually do break that resistance. I think in the after hours today we're going to be moving upwards and sideways. I think we're going to be retesting 12.20, and yeah, I'm very bullish towards the beginning of next week for AMC. I think we're going to be moving quite bullishly, at least for Monday or Tuesday, before things start getting before things start getting bearish. And as for GameStop was just an absolute monster. It moved up in the pre-market, and once the market opened, it just absolutely ran, and I mean it ran like crazy. It reached 178, and then it got dropped. But unlike AMC, which I believe was where hedge funds were concentrated most of their attacks, GameStop actually recovered and moved up and actually did break that high, reaching a high of, I believe, 179.28. It actually overpassed the upper band of the BWAP, which was incredibly bullish, and then it closed with a 176.79, which is even crazier. I cannot believe that the stock actually held that high to a closing. Like I said, next week, Monday pre-market, I think we reach 180. The stock did an incredibly bullish, and that will be reflected on the pre-market. The only things that can honestly take these two stocks down next week would be another market dip, at least in the the beginning of the week. It would be like a market dip where we know hedge funds take advantage of that to like go even crazier with naked shorts and taking the stocks down by implementing all those naked shares, because it would appear less suspicious under bad market circumstances for them to do so, whether when they don't have the opportunity of a bad market, it would appear incredibly fishy, especially to governing bodies, how a stock can just, for example, drop from GameStop's, let's say, from 176 to like 150, 140, especially with the amount of positive volume. I know that raises a lot of eyebrows, and I don't think they like taking that kind of risk anymore. I think they like shorting the stocks a little bit, easier, like less than that. Every couple of days we'll dip it $5 less every single day, instead of just one massive dip. And that's, I think, how it's that's what's been happening. And I don't think, and if that doesn't happen next week with a bad market, I think GameStop is going to be moving upwards, possibly over 180, 190. And if we reach 200, which would be incredibly bullish, I don't even think we can do that in 1 week. It would say a lot about the stock. It would say a lot about the changing circumstances happening. And, we know that if the stocks start, to move up, like they were doing it just a couple of days ago, they were like running for 8 days straight. If they start doing that again, things can get incredibly volatile real quick. So with that said, I wanted to thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. Let me know in the comment section what you think about my real voice, and let me know if you like my voice or if you prefer to have like the robot voice. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Go to the movies, go to the beach, go run, spend time with your family, with your friends. Like, I know a lot of people get like obsessed with like AMC and GameStop, but I believe for like longevity in this situation, you need to like take time to do other things, like enjoy your life, so that when you come back you have all this energy, positive energy, and you don't get like frustrated and devastated. I see that happening in my Twitter so many times. I get so many tweets from people saying, I hate this stock, I'm so frustrated, I'm going to be selling out, like this is all BS. And that is not the case. The reason for that is because they just, you know, focus all their energy and attention into like AMC and GameStop. Like, do that for just a couple hours every day and then just keep on about your life, you know? So I hope you guys enjoy your weekend, do something fun, do something new, do something scary, something you wouldn't do normally. And I will see you Sunday. I'll make a small video for Sunday. And yeah, have a good one.